I don't think he is. Is Kurt Helin an old guy? I know he works for NBC Sports, and he's got a bald head like I do. Does he get the boomer call out of him when somebody doesn't agree with any of his basketball takes?
My kid did that to me the other day. That was the best. My teenage daughter, okay, boomered me. I'm like, what?
It's an outrage, man. It's an outrage. What are we doing wrong as parents? Well, my kids are all in their 40s now, so I don't care anymore. Kurt, we got the bubble down there. The bubble talk is going on, and my favorite stories are watching guys dunk because we didn't know, and Ben Simmons walking like 5 steps and doing a turnaround 3, and people raving and ranting about that. First of all, that would have never counted, and secondly, there was nobody guarding him.
Yeah, any video of a guy in an empty gym knocking down shots doesn't count, man. It's just this. These are NBA players. I remember watching Luke Walton drain about. It's like one of the first games I ever went to, years ago, covering the league, and I watched a young Luke Walton drain about 12 corner threes in a row like it was nothing. And I don't want Luke Walton shooting corner threes. He's not that good a shooter, but these guys are pros, man. And so in an empty gym, yeah, you put them against a chair, they look fantastic. And Ben Simmons can hit these shots. When he starts doing it in a game with a defender coming at him, I'll go another step. When he starts taking those in a game with a defender coming at him, then we'll talk.
Now, of course, the NBA announced that the first exhibition openers, they're going to change the rules for that game to 10-minute quarters instead of 12-minute quarters because a lot of guys haven't played in a long time, and also some of the teams don't have full rosters, so they're giving them a break. I'm not going to rip them for that. That's a pretty smart move for the first games, don't you think?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, these are the scrimmages before the exhibition games. I mean, it's not an exhibition game if you're Memphis or New Orleans or Portland or one of the teams actually trying to, fight for the 8th seed in the West. Pretty much everyone else is treating this as an exhibition. Look, LeBron's getting 25 minutes a night. Joel Embiid's getting 20, 25 minutes a night. You're going to get your starters out there. You're going to try to get them some run like it's a preseason game. And that's it. You're not burning through. I mean, there's some seeding stuff, but with no home court, all that matters a whole lot less, man. There might be some jockeying as teams try to line up certain teams, but I don't know if there's even going to be a whole lot of that.
Hey, Kurt, how long did it take Russell Westbrook and some other guys to call Commissioner Adam Silver and say, there's no way I'm changing into my uniform in my hotel room, man. I'm coming into the arena wearing my stuff, my brand.
Yeah, this is that establishing walk-in shot and photos are apparently shockingly important. I mean, it's like it's an established thing now in the NBA, right? You can't have an NBA broadcast without shots of star player X and visiting star player Y rolling into walking into the facility. And the best part is, with the editing, and some of those guys are getting there 3-4 hours before the game because they want to get some work in before on something. And some of the visitors are showing up on the second bus, less than 90 minutes before tip-off. And you never know that from the broadcast.
We're just seeing a story that Tobias Harris of your 76ers, his media availability session today, 59 seconds. So he's been yapping down there, I guess. He's been on Twitter yapping a lot, but when it's time to talk to the media down in the bubble in Orlando.
He gave him a minute?
59. Wow. Tobias Harris called for action in the wake of the Breonna Taylor death, and that's all he had to talk about today in a 59-second media availability, which I believe is designed to talk about basketball starting up. And again, he can say whatever he wants. That's his right. But imagine the media there, especially this local media, trying to get something out of the players, and that's what you get, 59 seconds.
I imagine he got a thumbs-up text from Popovich.
And Kerr, Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr, yeah. This happens, too, in the preseason a little bit, and before the season, and even on, you get into parts of the finals or playoffs where there's, 2 or 3 off days. There comes a point, where you need some games, you need some action, you need something to turn over to start talking about. Outside of some generic questions, social justice stuff that you can discuss, all right, what is he going to say about Ben Simmons starting at the 4 and Shake Milton playing or whatever else you want to talk about that hasn't been just covered already? We need to see it, and I think that there comes a point where guys, even the local media guys, are like, what do I have to ask Tobias that we haven't already? Hey, was it good to see Boban from a distance? Like, what else are you going to ask?
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of that, though, Ben Simmons moving to the 4, what are people around the league saying about that? Is this sort of a move of desperation on Brett Brown's part, or do you think this is really something that's going to shake this team up and give them a chance to go deep?
A little of column A, a little of column B? Like, is it something a bit of a desperation move? Yes. But it was time for a desperation move. Like, what they had with this roster as constructed was not working. Especially on offense. And so, yeah, it was time to move Al Horford and Joel Embiid were not meshing. The three of them were not meshing when you throw in Simmons. It was, they were scoring less than a point per possession with the three of them on the court together all season long. It was just time. And the sense around the league is, they've been a sleeping giant all season, haven't they? Mm-hmm. Like, they've been the team you're like, man, if they put this thing together, if it just starts to click, this is a really dangerous team to watch out for them. Maybe this does it. Maybe, but I think the general reaction is too little too late in the sense that, A, we'll see what Shake Milton can do in this role, but B, that your new starting lineup has played 0 minutes together. Now they're going to play 8 kind of exhibition games, and however many minutes they get in the practice. And then the games are going to matter. And they just haven't had enough time. They just haven't going to have time to work out the kinks when they run into a really good team. The defense might be able to carry them through the first round. But and we'll see who they end up matching up with. But if they get somebody like Boston or Toronto, have they really developed this enough to become a threat to them yet? I think one of the great things about the restart is I don't know the answer to that because it's just all so random. Like, it's just everything is so compacted that I expect a couple teams to just come out flat and be checking boxes and punching the clock and looking to get out. Get one of them and, maybe you quickly start to find a rhythm.
Like the Brooklyn Nets.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, exactly. I want to name any names, Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, Washington Wizards. But there's a few teams there that are.
Now, I got to give up some love because, people think I just here to criticize the NBA, and that's not my style of any sports or athletics. But, we hear about guys crying about the food and the hotel accommodations. Mm-hmm. But I got to give it up to my man, my favorite player from New Zealand, the big fella.
Steven
Adams. He's not complaining about the bubble. Did you hear this? Let's play this clip. It's a short clip. This is Steven Adams down there in Orlando. It's his birthday, and he talked about life inside the Orlando bubble.
How's the adjustment been to dealing with life, constantly living with your teammates and not really having an opportunity to get away, and just overall your thoughts on life inside the bubble right now?
It's all good, mate. Let's be clear, mate. This is not Syria, mate. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard. It's not that difficult, mate. You know what I mean? We're living in a bloody resort, Everyone's got to complain. Everyone has their own preferences, mate. But it's not anything too serious. It's just a bit of dry food here and there, and get bored every now and then. But, it's all good, man.
How can you not love that? Let me give him a roaring round of applause.
That is good.
Yeah.
We're living in a resort. It's not Syria here. A little bit of dry food, mate. But what the hell, man?
Steven Adams looks like he hunts for his own food anyway.
I know.
I mean, he's not getting anything from the Orlando
menu. He's not out there
menu.
killing wallabies.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He's not going out after his own food in the middle of New Zealand.
I truly believe he was an extra as a Dothraki in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely. No, a few guys have said that Giannis had the same thing. He said about the accommodations. He's like, me and all my brothers and mom and dad lived in a smaller place than this when we were growing up. Like, a smaller one room. Like, it'll be fine. And I think the guys who complained got slapped on the wrist by teammates and or the league pretty quickly, like, this isn't going to play well. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out there actually hurting, let alone the fact that, how much money do the rest of us have to pay to take our kids to Disney World? Because, let's be honest, none of us want to go. We're taking
whoa,
whoa.
Tony wants to go.
Whoa.
Oh,
I was a cast member, and I could go to Disney and live there. I could go there every single day for the rest of my life. All right, maybe not. Maybe a couple
It
weeks.
is truly Tony's happy
Yeah,
place.
he's
It
the
is my
guy.
happy
He's
place.
the guy,
Really?
Kurt.
Well,
I'm that guy.
I take it back, Tony. Then it's all yours. I've got look, I live in Southern California. I have friends and family who work there and love the place. So
When Robin and I lived in L.A., we had Disney passes. We had the passes for both parks.
Fast pass.
Yeah.
No, we went to Disneyland, which is only
Season
40,
passes.
45 minutes from our house, Disneyland. We'd go there, and we'd go to, California Adventure, and they have wine pairings and great restaurants. This isn't just about rides. It's about an experience when you want to get away.
we had passes for years until our kids kind of got older, got busier, kind of. We weren't using them enough, and now maybe someday we'll go back to it. But
You
we
mean
had them for years.
Kurt,
By the
when
way,
your kids grew out of it, is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they discovered boys and soccer, and so Mickey Mouse didn't cut it anymore. But I was, by the way, Tony, you're spot on. We shoo the kids into Disneyland and say, text us, we'll be, or let us know, we'll meet you at noon here. And she and I go over to the places. You can get beer in California.
We get wine
Adventure,
in
really
that one
good beer.
lodge, in the Wilderness Lodge there. Robert Irvine was in there cooking one day. I walk in, and he's the chef. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing going on rides? I got Robert Irvine cooking and pouring me wine, for God's sake.
You get in some push-ups with him?
No, he's that guy is. You talk about Rip City. You know who Robert Irvine is, right?
Of course.
He's a Brit.
Yeah.
He does that restaurant. He makes over restaurants and stuff. It's a good job out of him, man. All right, let's get it back to the NBA now. Now that I'm back out of how about the snitch line, though? Anybody get caught in Epcot and have to get the snitch line? Actually, somebody at CBS Sports did a funny video pretending that he was the snitch line operator. Did you see it, Aaron? It's phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a brilliant little bit they did. Yeah, there was a few guys. Dwight Howard's the one name where he wasn't wearing his mask and doing the social distancing and stuff, and a few guys got called out, but nobody for anything major. Nobody has gotten called out for sneaking out of the facility / sneaking somebody into the facility yet. That's I'm sure that a bunch of 20-year-old guys will not try to sneak women into the.
No.
No. I mean, that's not going to happen. But
No chance.
So far, so good.
Even in the Damian Lillard presidential suite, which they covered up to not show presidential suite in the picture.
Hey, when you're Damian Lillard, man, you're on the cover of 2K. You get the suite.
Exactly right. Even though he didn't want to be there just about a month ago.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, you got to follow Kurt on Twitter at Basketball Talk. What's the latest with Zion leaving the bubble? When is he due back? And any idea what's going on with this family issue?
He said on Instagram, so I won't go any further. It was to do with his grandmother. When he will be back is an unknown. As long as he is tested for either the entire time he's out or the last 7 days that he's out, when he returns, he's only quarantined for 4 days. I am pretty much going to guarantee that Alvin Gentry sent somebody he trusts to test Zion every day while they're out. But I don't know. I'm not. I don't know when he's going to be back. I can guarantee you that they know they need him back for this playoff run. I mean, they are serious about trying to make a push and get into the playoffs. And if that's going to happen, they need Zion back. That's a nice team without him. That's a dangerous team with him. And any chance they have of catching Memphis and getting into the playoffs involves Zion being back, and he knows that.
Now, the other story, of course, is the situation involving the Sacramento Kings. They're down another player, but he's going to be back, apparently, by the time they play. Marvin Bagley III, who is a good player, right foot injury in practice. They're missing a couple of players, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be out for a while. Yet second, I was going back and forth with my buddy Marshall Harris, who's out in Sacramento covering that team, and people don't think they have a shot. And when you look at the injuries, if they don't have their key players, they have to play twice against the Pelicans. So that Western, even though people are talking about of course everybody wants to see Zion as an 8 seed, but that's not going to be as easy as people think it is it?
No, they're going to have to earn this. I mean, they have the softest schedule, but like you said, you get a fully healthy Sacramento team. If they've got Bagley and De'Aaron Fox going full speed, and maybe Luke Walton started to figure out how to use them, that becomes a much more dangerous team. Same if you go with don't sleep on Portland. I mean, to me, not only do they have Damian, not only can they pull Damian Lillard out of the presidential suite for games, and they've got CJ McCollum. They get Yusuf Nurkic back, and he was critical for them. I mean, he was, honestly, for most of last season when they won 53 games, he was their second-best player. He is a really good distributor on the roll and all this stuff, so he's critical for them, and they've got him back.
Well, we got basketball coming soon. I mean, I feel good. I'm even watching the silly. That's silly. I mean, watching guys play baseball, and even though the games don't count, there were real pitchers throwing the real hitters, opposing teams, not scrimmages. And that's fun. That's a sign. That's a positive thing to see baseball, to see the MLS, to see soccer all over the world. Golf, where they haven't had any issues for the last month after that scare about a month ago with a couple of caddies testing positive. So we know they're getting the best testing, and we hope this continues. And when football starts, and obviously down there in the bubble, I'm hopeful that we're going to see sports going full tilt by the fall for sure.
Absolutely. You know what? As a Dodger fan, these games that don't count, these are going to be when we shine, man.
Exactly right, man. Cody Bellinger, he's already on fire. He's MVP already. I believe they're already chanting MVP out there at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they piped it in.
Hey, good stuff, man. Kurt Helin, NBA at Basketball Talk. Good stuff, man. Appreciate the time today. Thank you, sir.
Hey, take care, guys.
There he is. How about that NBA chatter, Harry?
Yeah, he's good.
By the way, Ice Rink in Ottawa says Robert Irvine's biggest TV reality challenge was to rebuild restaurants after John McMullen has been to the buffet.
Oh,
now, you see, that's just absolutely over the line.
Mullen even got ripped
and he's not even
the
on the
strapper call.
He hasn't been on since Friday.
I know.
And people still just can't let it go.
He lives in their heads.
He does.
He really does.
He does.
He takes up space in the Twitch streams. Heads.
Not like Bol. I have an NBA update.
Part of
just
common
happened.
conscious.
You haven't had enough NBA today.
Oh, I'm telling you, whenever something breaks in the NBA in the bubble, forget about snitching. Bol dropped it in over the defender from near the top of the backboard down there in the bubble, Harry.
Yes.
When Bol is dropping it in.
You saw he was trending on Twitter.
And a skinny Nikola Jokic just throwing